Okay, today we'll just go and address on the manufacturing segment where we are going to create a routine and see how the work orders are connected. One of the advantage of the routing is basically it helps you to define the multiple process that you need for a work order. So the advantage is when you create a particular work order with the operation, where the work going to happen, what is the finished good output is expected, which bill of goods to be used, and the advantage of this is single work order dashboard. We can see every record in the screen at one shot. Okay, so prior to doing that, first you need to define the standard operations. So go and create. Let us create some operation. I think there is already assembly there. I'll create a operation called machining. Like that, you can create multiple operation. Maybe say packaging. Here, the focus is to make sure whatever the operations that you are using, please create that as a part of this process. And once the operations are created, you are going to define a center. The work center is nothing but a place where the actual work happens. So I already have a item here. And so I create one more item called packaging here, which is the work center where the work going to happen. Okay. And to this, you can attach. Okay, let me just create one bill of material for the same so that we know exactly what is the item we have of now. Okay, so I'm just taking one of these particular item as a sample, which will get into the define a work center where the work happens for packaging. It is purely a sequence of operations that you are going to use. Okay, shift and all say this particular one item as a finished good and we pick up this operation. And you say what is the operation going to happen. The situation could be there could be many finished good that you are assembling in this particular workspace, right? Or the locations, or what we call is the work center. Typically, it could be vertical milling machine, or it could be assembly sublines or packaging lines and all. You go on at the multiple finished goods that are going to be created as part of this process, plus add the number type of operation that you are going to do. Okay. Once it is over, your work center is created. After that, you have to define a routing. Routing basically talks about the multiple sequence of operations that you are going to do. Since I already have a finished good, I'll just pick up that and just a description, what I'm going to do here. Routing operation, and you just say what is the first operation going to be. Here I'm just taking the packaging code here, packaging industry, and this is the finished code, and this is the bill of material I'm going to use. Please note this is an important thing. If you are going to maintain the stock in the production, just say you need the stock maintained. In case this operation going to be subcontracting, please take this operation. So what the system going to do is based on the subcontracting operation, your work order time, your outward delivery channel, and those links will be enabled in the system. Since I'm doing the in-house, I'll just take it here right now. So with this, my the products work center is created where this particular assembly going to work. Once it is over, it's a very simple process for me. I'll go and create a work order. Here the idea is to create pick up a work order creation. Say in-house production I'm going to go. You don't need to mention the customer. take the finished good and say you need 100 number to be done. And if you look at, there is no steps. Either you can add manually the steps and the operation to be followed one by one, or pick up the routing that we created. This routing typically says what actually we are going to do here, right? So we'll just pick up 100 numbers to be produced. This is the big of the number, and just create a work order. Once the work order is created, the work order will be appearing in the dashboard like this, which we created just now. We click on the report progress, and data is here. So MRF stands for a material request form. Whatever the raw material you needed for the material, say you can say whatever the date of the transaction. You need the same 100 number, and all the raw material list is shown here, how much you need, right? So whatever the 100 number, these are the quantities are required, and you can just save it. So your material request form is done. Material request is directly to inform the business that there is a request is placed from you to the production purpose, right? So once the request is done, the operation typically goes to the handover of inventory or the store screen. They go and click on the material request dashboard, and on this they can see the request has come from the production guys. Okay, and as you see, it is not yet processed. You click here, take a process, and the system says that how much stock is available with you, what is the raw material required here. Okay, now you can say where the material to be transferred, because this is the location where the work will happen, right? You can say material is in the raw material is in the stores, and the stores the material is to be transferred. So system will automatically pick the raw material, and you just transfer the material. Okay, so transaction happened and transfer of the material has taken place. Basically, that activity actually done by the store. Transfer to the production side, from the store location transfer to production. Once it is done, you go back to the work order dashboard once again. This is the work order dashboard, and select the work order against which you want to report the progress. You click on this, and if you want to know whether the material has transferred, so system says you place the request of MRP2, and this is the transaction number happened, and post that click on the FGR. FGR is the finished good reporting. It could be typically work in progress or whatever the item you have. So now we are going to produce a 10-number production. It is a multi, like a fast, what we call is part production reporting based on the condition, date of a transaction you can do. Once you define the number, the system will say the as per the requirement, what is the stock required. Okay. So once you select the items and just save it, and your transaction will be done. So post that, if you come to the work order dashboard, you click on the particular work order once again. System will say how much production is